Get ready this week to use your mind. It is going to be mental. We are going to be doing mental gymnastics. We are going to be running mental marathons. We are going to be using our brains. So take your supplements, do your brain exercises, and get ready. I'm Felicity Fletcher. I'm an avid reader, a hopeful author, and a practicing witch and astrologer, and I love bringing you these weekly astrology videos with the astrologically intuitive words of each day. Let's jump into it. So this video is covering Sunday, October 19th through Saturday, October 25th. Starting off on Sunday the 19th, the moon is moving into Libra. We tend to have two focuses when the moon's in Libra. We tend to be very design focused. We care a lot about the aesthetics of things, how things look to people outside of the relationship, the situation, just what everything looks like on the surface to others, basically. But it's also a time that is a lot of teamwork, working with other people, working to kind of help everybody. Except for the issue is when the moon's in Libra, sometimes we forget to help ourselves. There's a lot of avoidance as well when the moon's in Libra. An important thing to remember is that when we're discussing Libra, we need to think about diplomacy, cooperation, not just giving in. That's why the word of the day is cooperation. Then on Monday the 20th, we have Mercury conjunct Mars. This is a high energy day. We are talking a whole bunch of enthusiasm, mental dexterity. It hasn't happened yet, so that's why I'm struggling to say dexterity, but trust me, on Monday the 20th, I will have no issue with words. Everything's going to have a rapid response. We're going to be pushing forward. We're going to be thinking. We're going to be doing. We don't want to wait at all. There's a lot of potential for outbursts because while we might know the exact right way to do things and we're pushing forward on how exactly we do it, it might not be that other person's way of doing things. There's going to be a lot of tempers that flare, a lot of people losing their tempers, and it's also a very provocative energy. It's an energy where we tend to really push each other. It's a time where we are pushing forward and we tend to know exactly what we want and just go for it. That is why the word of the day for Monday the 20th is decisiveness. Moving on to Tuesday the 21st, we have the biggest energy of the week, and that is the new moon in Libra. This is at the very, very end of Libra. This new moon is all about rebuilding the scales. Libra is about balance. It's about compromise. It's about making sure everybody's on equal playing fields. And this new moon is a time for us to start fresh. There's such an aspect of freshness with this energy that we're not just balancing the scales, we are rebuilding them. This is a time to make significant life changes. It's okay to do that during this new moon. It's okay to say, I'm going to stop doing something or I'm going to start doing something. It's going to be easy during this time to fall into excess. We are still working with some of those energies from last week where we had to remember to create, not consume. But this is still a time of creation. One of the big things that's going to happen here, a big place that we are rebuilding, we're starting fresh, is with our relationships, and specifically our relationship dynamics, how we interact with people, how we engage with people, where our boundaries are with people. And we almost need to think about it in terms of the contracts we have with others. What are our unspoken relationship contracts with our coworkers, with our partners, with our family? Right after this happens, the moon is moving into Scorpio and brings with it a lot of passion, a lot of intensity, and Scorpio's ready to get rid of whatever is limiting us. And that's really going to play into these contracts that we've been thinking about, that we've been ready to write, ready to build. And that is why I wanted the word of the day to remind us of those relationship contracts. So the word is contracts. Moving on to Wednesday, the 22nd, Neptune is retrograding back into Pisces. This is going to be kind of like that final lesson. This is the final time that Neptune is in Pisces. It's really challenging what is true, what is actual reality, and what is the reality that we are creating for ourselves. I think we're going to see this play out on an international and national scale, because how many people, since 2012 is the first time that Neptune has gone into Pisces, how many people have stuck to their version of reality so hard that it's quite literally changed our political climate? This is that final little burst. This is that final lesson. So in our personal lives, it's important for us to think back to June and July of 2024. That's the last time that Neptune was in Pisces. What was going on in your life? What challenges did you have? What lessons did you need to learn? And remember that this journey started in 2012. So think back to your life then. What changed in 2012 for you? On top of Neptune moving back into Pisces, we also have the Sun moving into Scorpio. This brings with it a lot of themes around intimacy, our emotions, our feelings, our thoughts. Scorpio can be a little bit taboo. It's ready to go into the darkness. It's ready to dive deep. It's willing to go in and really look inside at the deepest corners of ourselves, at the places that we hide. It's all about healing and transformation. When the Sun is in Scorpio, we don't always have a chance to decide if we're going to transform, if we're going to change. Transformation is happening whether we like it or not. We also have to remember that Pluto is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Forget if I said those correctly. Again, we haven't entered the mental dexterity of this week yet, so I'm still catching up. But Scorpio, Pluto, similar energies. And so we have so much other Pluto going on during this time. And it's really just giving us that transformative, that energy that we have to go where things are being hidden. We have to look at what we are hiding. We have to bring it to light. We don't really have a choice. Wednesday, the energy might not necessarily be there just for Wednesday. A lot of this energy I'm talking about in Wednesday is things that are going to be happening for a month, basically. And so I want you on Wednesday to remember and to think about the lessons. Remember that you are going to have to learn lessons, and think about the lessons that you've already learned. Have you guessed the word of the day yet? Yes, it is lesson. Thursday the 23rd, I don't have any astrology to talk about. And I'll be honest with you, I can't tell you why this word was written down. This was truly just an intuitive pick. I want to hear from you. Comment what comes up when you hear the word for Thursday. So the word for Thursday is techno. I want to hear your thoughts. Maybe after I get some of them, I will share some of my thoughts on this, but I don't know. Let's find out. Let's wait and see. Moving on to more actual astrology. On Friday the 24th, we have the moon moving into Sagittarius. When the moon's in Sagittarius, we are much more upbeat. We're excited. We're looking at the big picture of everything. We are ready to get it done, and we think we can. Sagittarius is that little engine that thinks they can get up that hill and just all they see is just getting to the top. On Friday, we also have the Sun square Pluto. More of that Pluto energy. This Sun square Pluto is going to bring with it strength, energy, struggle, and stress. When Sun squares Pluto, we tend to have crisis over self. We tend to have issues with our self-image, our self-appreciation, our self-confidence. We tend to struggle so hard with who are we? It's a very intense experience. For those who know that intensity is coming, we can prepare. But for those who don't, tend to lash out. Imagine entering a day having no idea that the energy is going to be that intense and just walking into a crisis, having a crisis about who you are. So be ready for people to lash out. Everybody's going to be having just these intense experiences, and this can lead to a lot of problems. Some people tend to really use this and manipulate others, so we have to be careful of manipulation. But we know it's coming, so why not use that? Where is that crisis coming from? And what can we eliminate from our lives? What habits can we get rid of to prevent that from happening in the future? Mercury will also be trining Jupiter, which helps us. If we utilize this energy, Mercury trine Jupiter is here to help us actually get it done. It brings with it optimism. We're ready to make plans. We're ready to figure out how to eliminate that which is limiting us. The future feels promising. Yes, we're being asked to change, but that change is possible, and it's promising, and it's going to bring good things. This is a really good time to sit and work on deals, contracts. What are you trying to accomplish? The word of the day for Friday is vigorous. We need to go into the day with vigor. We need to go into it. We need to be ready to work hard. We need to be ready to work physically and mentally and just go after it. On Saturday, the 25th, we have Mercury trine Saturn. This pulls us into a very serious frame of mind. We're ready to pay attention to the details. We're ready to get things done. And we're going to get things done, and we're not only going to have that done quickly, but efficiently as well. Mercury trine Saturn is all about the metrics, the numbers, about how we are accomplishing things and getting it done, and the details and the processes. And if we really try when this is happening, this energy can bring us long-lasting results. We just have to put in the effort. We have to put in the concentration. Yes, concentration is the word of the day for Saturday the 25th. There's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of thinking that needs to be done. There's a lot of tapping into our brains, using our minds. But we can do it this week. All right. Go ahead and take this opportunity, grab something to write with, grab a pen, paper, calendar, planner. Let's go over the words of the day, of each day, so you can write those down. Are you ready? All right, so on Sunday the 19th, the word is cooperation. On Monday the 20th, the word is decisiveness. On Tuesday the 21st, the word is contracts. On Wednesday the 22nd, the word is lesson. On Thursday, the 23rd, the word is techno. On Friday, the 24th, the word is vigorous. And on Saturday, the 25th, the word is concentration. This week, we just need to remember to use our minds. Thank you so much. You want to support me? You know how to do that. Comment. I really do want to hear what you think about techno, what that brings to mind for you. But share, like, subscribe. And I'll see you next week, because that's all I really ask for. Bye.